Welcome back to Trends and Friends. I'm joined by Jolynn Payne, the owner of Rocking Paw Dog Training and Kennels, as well as Shelly Walraven, the treasurer of West Texas Cars for Canines. We're talking about a couple things today. First and foremost, we are less than a week away from the 4th of July. I have already heard a good number of fireworks popping off over the past few days. So we want to talk about ways to keep your dogs maybe a little calmer, keep them in the backyard, not jump at the fence this holiday season.
Right. So the biggest problem is we have fireworks popping off and it's not the 4th of July.
Yes.
And so we have a lot of dogs out there. The majority of dogs are scared of the fireworks. It's not just the sound. Sometimes it's the light flashing as well because it reminds them of maybe lightning or anything like that.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of things that I want everybody to do because every year it's posted everywhere on Facebook and everywhere else, and then we still have dogs that come up missing. So one of the things that we want to make sure is that people are locking their gates. Make sure that their backyards are secure. Make sure you have no holes in your fences. As soon as you hear a pop, make sure and bring those dogs in the house, because where your dogs normally wouldn't jump over a fence, they may be trying to get out of the backyard because they're going to be very frightened when that happens.
Okay.
Okay. Once they're in the house, we want to keep them in a nice soothing area. If they have a crate, put them in the crate, cover the crate up with a blanket, put on some TV or some music, and I believe I brought, it's over there. I brought an example of a CD. It's called Through a Dog's Ears, so it's nice and calming for the dog. We want to make sure that as the season goes on, and I say season instead of a day because we just said that
that
we heard it popping off, that we're actually respectful of our neighbors and not just dogs. We have veterans out here, combat veterans that live in Lubbock, and it's actually very stressful for them as well. And so if we can keep it outside of town, maybe where it's legal, not in town.
And that's the big thing. We got a lot of people who want to test the limits, and unfortunately it happens every single year. You're not allowed to shoot off fireworks in city limits,
right.
And we really, really want to stress that you don't do that this year, not only for our pets, but for our veterans, and just for the courtesy of everyone in the neighborhood you live in.
Correct. And then they can always go to my Rocking Paw Facebook page, and we'll have some other remedies that will help them keep their dogs calm as well. Some different treats and things like that where they don't have to absolutely drug their dogs.
Perfect. And of course, Shelly, you're here for a completely different reason, but both of you are part of Cars for Canines, and you've done something pretty spectacular for the community. Tell us a little bit about what you've brought today and what you have done.
Yes, so a few years ago, Cars for Canines decided they wanted to do something to help the Lubbock Animal Services, and we were going to do the germicidal units. However, thankfully, we've been able, Lubbock Animal Services has been able to put in a ventilation system. So as a group, we still wanted to help out. And so one of the things they were asking for were conundrum beds. And these are beds that can be put in the kennels out there at the animal shelter so the dogs can lay on them and not lay on the floor. This helps cut down on diseases and everything. So with the money that we have earned in the past few years, at our events, we bought 75 beds. We spent a little over $5,000, and this takes care of all the beds in the stray hold, so that no dog in the stray hold will be laying on the floor.
I love this, and I love that you took the time to maybe help out someone in the community and help again with the prevention of disease, because that's a big problem that we have when we don't have these types of devices to help us out. Are you planning on doing anything else anytime soon?
Yes, we are currently working on other options to help at LAS, possibly with vaccinations and other things with them. We work very close with them all the time to help continue helping out the community and how we can help the diseases along the way.
I love it.
And Cars for Canines is going to be October the 13th, and that's where, of course, all the funds mostly come in so that we can help with these things.
Well, and we'll, of course, have you on a little bit later to talk more about that. And coming up next, details on a super fun event for you and your furry friend. That's next.